Today on Judge Porter.
Ma'am, it shows here that you're trying to, I guess you were issued an eviction notice and you're trying to have it removed?
On Sundays we like to listen to merengue.
Whenever I talk to her, she never speaks English. She acts like she can't speak English. So she's screaming at me in Spanish. I don't know where she's from.
All rise. The court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Porter will preside.
Hello, everyone. Please be seated. We're here for case number 8188, Selena Blanco versus Rupert Prescott. Please come to the podium. Hello, Ms. Blanco.
Hi, good morning. How are you, Judge?
Mr. Prescott.
Hello
Welcome
again.
back to
How
my
are you?
court.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too, sir. Ma'am, it shows here that you're trying to, I guess you were issued an eviction notice and you're trying to have it removed?
Yes.
Okay,
that's correct.
what's going on here?
So my landlord, he's trying to evict me from my apartment that I paid. I paid first and last deposit.
How long is the lease for?
I still have it for 9 more months.
9 more months. So I'm assuming this is what, a year? A year lease?
It's a year lease, correct?
Okay.
And I paid first and last. But, unfortunately, Your Honor, I feel like this is some sort of discrimination situation that we have over here.
Hold on. Let me see if my math is right. So if it's for a year, you pay first and last 9. So you've already paid first and last in 1 month already, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm confused. Where's the controversy if you're paying?
He claims to state that I didn't pay. For some reason, he has taken me as a thief. I don't know why. And I'm not moving out of the apartment. I paid for the lease.
Okay. Mr. Prescott, I'm assuming she is a tenant at your facility?
Yes.
Has she paid first and last?
Yes.
Has she paid 1 month already?
Yes.
Does she have 9 months left to go?
No.
The lease is for a year.
What happened, Judge, is that I went on vacation
Okay.
for 2 weeks, and I have a gardener who kind of does the gardening and does little maintenance jobs around the place. I left him to contact me if anything happened. So he was keeping watch over the place, but he's not allowed to do business transactions or anything like that. So I come back and I find out that she had contacted the place, my condominium place. I run a respectable business, 55 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And so she contacted him, and over the phone, they made this arrangement where she was going to move in, and he said he supposedly gave her a year lease.
Okay.
But it was all done on the phone. There's no documentation. Things like where she works, all this kind of stuff was not taken into consideration. And she's not 55. This is a 55 place, for seniors. And she's a young woman, and I never would have signed the lease. So I think the lease should be revoked because it was, I think, done on, the circumstances are weird because my gardener's name is Hector.
Okay.
And so she calls up, she's a Latino woman or Mexican woman, whatever.
I'm
I
not
remember-
Mexican.
All right, whatever you are.
I remember Hector from the last incident.
Yeah. So Hector's gone. I fired him. He
fired
didn't have the authority to do any of this.
Okay.
So I think, she's pretty, she's nice, and she lied.
You think that Hector gave her a lease because he's Hispanic and she's Hispanic?
I'm not saying that that's what it was, but she lied. She lied.
How did
Okay.
I lie? Where is
You
the
said you
lie?
worked at Costco. You don't work at Costco. Where do you work?
I have many jobs. We
Okay.
live
Yeah,
in the
what kind
United
of jobs?
States
How
of
much money do you
America.
make? Can you even?
Hold on. I'm not sure I understand the relevance of what her employment is when she provided first, last, and the first month, and your company accepted. Now, I understand what you're saying. Hector did all that while you were gone,
Right.
but I'm not understanding. I'm really not understanding what the problem is.
The problem is, first of all, that she doesn't have a steady job. Her application said that she works at Costco. She does not work at Costco. If I were handling this, which I normally would do, I would find out where she works. I'd have her social security number. I didn't even know if she's a citizen or not. I don't even know if she can get a good job. So she may have cash in her pocket. God knows where she got the cash from. But she may have cash to do the beginning and the first and the last thing. But how do I know she's going to be able to pay the rent? I have a 55 plus community. I vet all my customers. All my people that live here are vetted. They have income. I have to make sure that they have the income to pay the rents. The rents are like $2,000 a month to start with.
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Prescott, and I understand where you're going with this, but how do you know that those people who are 55 and over are going to be able to pay? Now, I understand what you just said. They have income. They showed you proof of steady income, but you don't know what circumstances they have that may hinder them from paying you on time. One may have a drug problem. One may have a gambling problem. One may have child addiction issues, things that can hinder them from paying you on time. You don't know that.
Well, anything can happen with any client.
Exactly. And she could end up paying on time every month.
Which I do.
And she has signed a lease saying that I will pay
She signed
on
a
time.
lease under false pretenses.
No, she signed a lease from your company
Over the
by
phone.
one of your employees.
No.
Now, I understand where you're coming from. Hector
Do you
did something.
really?
Yeah, Hector did something that you don't agree with. I think we both agree on that, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Finally.
but he's your employee. He gave her
Not
a document.
anymore.
At the time, he was your employee. He gave her a document. She signed the document. She paid first and last. And then she paid another month.
In a 55 and above place. She is not 55 and above place.
How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 35.
She's 35.
Yeah, that's
My
not
grandma,
55.
excuse
Okay.
me,
All
They had a
right.
party the other night, a loud party. Neighbors complained.
Okay.
I can't have those
We
kind of
didn't
parties.
have a party, sir.
Yes, you did have a party. It
Excuse
went on
me.
till
Mr.
11:30 at
Prescott,
night, and
Mr.
everybody
Prescott, hold on.
complained
Let
with your
Mr.
loud
Prescott,
cha-cha music.
Mr. Prescott, let her speak.
First of all, Your Honor, I am so disappointed at this ethnicity problem that the gentleman has. My
You lied on
grandmother-
your application.
I have not
That's
lied.
not ethnicity.
Excuse
Mr.
me.
Prescott, you know how this goes. Please respect her time.
My grandmother lives with me in my apartment,
Mhm.
and we are super friendly. We have friends in the neighborhood. We always make sure that the music is not loud. We don't bother nobody. We are super good, chill people, and then he's complaining about the music or something.
You haven't
we
even
like
been
we
there a
like to listen
month
to
and you're
merengue
having
sometimes,
parties.
and on Sundays we like to listen to merengue. It's normal, family time. My grandmother
Normal
is sick.
and loud music.
My grandmother is sick, and I have
Mr.
3
Prescott,
jobs.
please.
I think the situation is really, I really don't know how to say this. But
Mr. Prescott, let me ask you a question, sir. Do you have an issue against Hispanics?
Do I have an issue with what?
Hispanics. I don't
No.
know. I don't know who your clientele is at your facility, but I have a concern because you said something about her ethnicity and you incorrectly called her a Mexican. That's why I'm asking, do you have an issue with her being Hispanic?
I have no idea where she's from because I don't have an application.
And
So
he-
why did you call her a Mexican?
Because I just assumed. I'm
Why
sorry,
would
I
you
shouldn't
that she's
assume. I
Mexican?
shouldn't
Because
assume.
she's Hispanic?
What?
Why would you assume that she is Mexican? Is it because she is Hispanic?
Well, she's got a Hispanic accent. And what I would like to point out Wait a minute. I would like to point out too that whenever I talk to her, she never speaks English. She acts like she can't speak English. So she's screaming at me in Spanish. I don't know where she's from. And so when she comes here, she's talking perfect English. One of the reasons I have a problem with her ethnicity is I couldn't understand a goddamn word she was saying to me.
Oh.
But now suddenly she can speak English perfectly.
Did
Why?
you bother
Why?
to ask Hector what she was saying?
What?
Did you bother to ask Hector what she was saying, since he's the one that issued the lease?
He got fired the day I got back when I found out that he signed on a new tenant.
So you fired Hector before finding out what the story was with her?
Well, I knew that he had signed her up as a tenant, but as soon as I found that out, and this isn't the first time I've had problems with Hector and people, so this was not the first time.
Do you have anyone in your building who is Hispanic, sir, or speaks another language? I'm just curious.
I have a lady from Poland. I have a lady from Italy.
No, I didn't say Poland or Italy. I said who speaks Spanish. Do you have anyone like that?
Not that I can think of. I have about...
So it's a possibility you don't have any Hispanics in that building. Just people from a European...
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Oh, you know exactly where I'm going
right.
with
Okay,
it. Did you
here we
all
go.
from a European background? There's nobody from Mexico or Central America or South America? That's where we are right now,
No,
Mr. Prescott?
You're asserting
That's
that
why you thought that this woman was Mexican.
So
Because all Hispanics
so
are
you're
Mexicans.
going to go there with this ethnicity stuff. When
No,
it has
you
nothing...
brought it up because you called this woman Mexican, and she's not.
So I made a mistake. Sometimes I hear Polish accents. I don't know that they're from
You're right.
Poland
You're right. Hold
necessarily.
on, ma'am. You're right. You made a mistake. You made a mistake in making it available where Hector can issue out leases while you're gone. That
He
was your
wasn't
mistake.
able to give
That
me...
is your mistake, sir.
I didn't authorize that.
That is
was a
why,
mistake.
ma'am,
This is a
ma'am.
55... This is a senior facility.
That's something that you need to talk to Hector about. Maybe you need to bring Hector into this court and you need to sue him, because guess what? We are going to honor her lease.
Oh, jeez.
She signed a lease lawfully. She has paid lawfully.
She didn't even sign it. There's no piece of paper. He did it over
Pero
the
¿de qué está hablando
goddamn
este tipo?
phone.
Y entonces,
Ma'am,
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but this man has made my life very
you know what?
difficult.
Let me ask you this question,
You're
ma'am.
the one screaming at me in the middle of the...
Mr. Prescott, ma'am, let me ask you this
Your
question.
gibberish.
Let me ask you this question. Is gibberish because
Yeah,
what?
the gibberish. She screams at me in another language. I have no idea what she's
Is
talking
gibberish
about,
because
and
it's
she
Spanish.
wonders why I get upset and why
Yeah.
maybe I don't like her.
Sir, I don't have a shovel right now, but you're going to need one
don't have a
because
what?
you're digging yourself deeper into a hole. So please, if I were you, I wouldn't say another word. Ma'am, let me ask you this question. Do you want to reside at this facility? Do you want to stay there?
I plan to stay there.
Okay, then.
It's my right.
Okay, she's staying
You're
there?
right.
Sir, she's
You
staying.
figured that out,
Sir,
didn't you?
She's
You didn't
staying.
speak English, but you
Sir.
can figure that out.
Este tipo, de verdad.
Mr. Prescott, you are trying my patience right now. I am sick of your racist attitude that you're presenting into this courtroom.
My racist attitude?
Oh yeah, yours. Okay? So this is what we're gonna do. She's gonna stay there. You are gonna honor that lease for the remainder of the year. At the end of the year, if you wanna resign her, that's on you. Something's telling me that that's not gonna happen, and that's your decision. But until that day, as long as she's paying on time, every time, you are gonna honor that. Am I making myself clear, Mr. Prescott?
Oh, you made yourself real clear.
All right
Judge.
then. This court is adjourned.
I am sick and tired of your DEI. Where'd you get your license, your law license at? Like Kmart, for God's sakes?
Get out of my courtroom.
All right, I'll get out of my... I hope you're happy.
If there's a problem with him, I recommend you either contact the Mango Park Police Department or you drag him back into this courtroom.
That's right.
You have a
Thank
good day,
you, Your
ma'am.
Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a nice day. abuelita, we're going to stay in the Orange Blossom apartment because we paid rent. And este señor está loco de verdad. We are actually scared to be living there in the property of someone who acts this way. But thanks to the judge, now we can stay there at least.
I am a business owner. I have a responsibility to my tenants. It's a 55-plus place. I got a 35-year-old Hispanic woman who says she doesn't speak English, and she does speak English when she goes to court, and I have a judge who's prejudiced against me. This is the second time this has happened to me. Because I'm white and I'm older and I have property, he's got something against me. It's reverse prejudice, and I'm done.